Dirty city leaf. Dark, dirty city.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. and you know what that means.
Dark
It's
city.
time to take a trip to the underworld of the
Deep. Dark, dirty city. Deep, dark, dirty city. This is Bob and his crazy crew for Revolution Radio.
Right, can you hear me? I sent this to Bob too. So this was for Paul Vickers, my friend. How many are there in the critical mass in the UK? Which should be the focus of a show. Basically, I've been doing some mathematical thinking about the critical mass of people in the UK and how many there actually are. So-called truthers seem to be able to gauge the amount of people who are waking up by guessing. They are hyping up the figures. The figures are growing, but slowly. The critical mass UK is not as big as we think it is. Look at where I live, where you live, Ashton, or Newcastle even. Think clearly how many people are awake like you and me. Some have more fear. Oh, where's it gone?
It's a new world order, Phil. It's a new world order. They're just trying to break in again, sir. It's a new world order. Get out them people from millions of years ago. Just trying to fuck with your computer, sir.
Think clearly how many people are awake like you and me. Some have more fear, but know what is going on. Yes, you can count them in. In my town, I know 2 and possibly double that of isolated truthers in the area. I don't know, never met. There are others awake to the corruption, but anyway, the figure is low. I worked it out at 0.04%, which is 25th of 1%. Once you find a way to connect these people, then you have a critical mass. The percentage would be higher in the cities. Look how many people turn up at We Are Change Manchester, Freedom Northwest, Liverpool Fruit Juice. Very low in comparison with the population. Look how many turn up at internet radio stations, the same percentage and the same hype. Look at Facebook. I built my friends list up, and how many of them, and the vast majority are truthers, actually tune in and show their face in the internet chat rooms or phone in or whatever. It makes you think that many of them are actually fake to book up the numbers and spread more hype info to give a false impression, all the while controlling the movement. Many times you get to a point when some news breaks and for some reason it isn't shared when it is imperative to do so. Revolution Radio, they tried to disrupt you getting the dash and allotment news out, and on a daily basis they concentrate on the big news items, wasting valuable time and energy. The election, Hurricane Sandy, Connecticut, Aurora, etc. In the meantime, any debate is obfuscated and twisted, disrupted. Of course, I may be wrong, but the way they dealt with Ashton allotment, action, breaking news, just shows what their motives are. Yes, it could be that they are full of fear, but they could be very well-trained actors or turncoats. Let us see how they perform in the coming months. See how many of them become close friends. We are all in this together. See how much we find out about their personal lives, their real names, real photos, their eating habits, what games they play, what they talk about in chat, and how they're actually well tuned in to the matrix or locked in. Notice the schedule. You see Seth and Helena Pony are on in the later slots, and that leaves the big names to get more involved and find out if we knew anything or not. The chat room is the biggest giveaway as well as the constant use of the phrase non-profit. The chat room, if it was quiet as it naturally is, then people would realize that, and in reality, there are very few people who want to debate things or have a deep interest in what we say, effing interest. They don't want to encourage any lateral or positive thinking. They don't want to encourage any lateral or positive thinking. And the disruptors have one PC, possibly two, and several different identities talking about shit, inconsequential rubbish, stifling debate. They befriend you and pat you on the back like the middle classes normally do. You can learn a lot from the debates, but that's all they are, debates, with no action or conclusion or solutions. You could say that's just like the BBC. They do it this way as a spider's web to attract any curious truthers, the best ones, and lure them into their trap. I do fall out with the vast majority of people I meet online in this movement because I have difficulty in trusting people, full stop. So in a way, that is weakness, my downfall, but also one of my strengths. If I am wrong, then we can learn from each other and enjoy the ride, a win-win situation. What does the future hold? It is in our hands. Each Revolution Radio person seems to have a job and they multitask too. They are truly vague. Bye for now and don't say, wow, oh, that's it, it's finished. Really, yeah, I'm sick of saying that. There's more. There's more on that I've sent to you that I'll try and read out that people haven't have. Just a bit from today. Tuans, quote, I have a significant position in an organization I don't want people to know, unquote. What else have I noticed? I've noticed in the chat since Gladio was mentioned on your show, that's you, Bob, none of them actually notice or acknowledge me. Is that a group thing? I'm not bothered as I'm onto them. I know they are fake. In fact, I think once they realized they had been found out, I think they might pull the plug on Revolution Radio. Just scrolling down, and jump ship. I won't waste my energy on them too long. Truth equals lies, information equals disinfo, walk equals peace, press equals oppression. This is another quote from me. They are sticking to a script as close as possible. The script comes from Tavistock or Reuters or USA equivalent. They are actors who have been prepped in acting school for media and journalism, music, film and trauma. I am 75% sure. That can change any time. Do you recognize the patterns? Whenever Night Talk is on air, they get technical problems and he blames it on tech stuff that sounds plausible. And they revel in it. Revel Radio. Hot-headed meat eaters. Just because she is Australian does not mean she lives there. She is definitely part of the team. And what I noticed in the chat, they're all admitting and sort of flaunting what they actually are and what their job is, because they don't really care what we think. And then Alicia, I think, is Helena Phoenix. But I've heard them both speak at the same time, but I don't know if Alicia was Heather or not. That's it, I think. There's probably more, but that's enough for now.
Like I said, Phil.
I don't know if you can understand that.
Yeah, I can. There's a few bits that I know are incorrect, but they are only a few bits.
Mm-hmm.
They are only a few, and that's what I love about that, Phil. You're like, well, yeah, I could be wrong. You know, share with me. I want to be wrong.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. I get that, man. Because you put it in there. It's not something you don't really want to see.
But when you hear me talk,
let me just give you them 2 points.
Gives you an idea that it may be right.
Oh, there's too much. Too.
Aye.
Look, the profile fits too well for it not to at least be partially there, you know. The only points were about the time slots where they put us on. And yeah, you were right regarding Pony ended up with no support. It was really weird. And another thing I've noticed is the lack of communication that goes on amongst them. It's almost there's no reason I see why there can't be a mail drop or a voice mail drop where they can change the schedule. You know, so when hosts and shows aren't there, people aren't tuning into the shows to find out. You know, and this about Eleanor again. I think she's a curious truther. Angry, yeah, and upset. Like I say, the girls really dislikes me for some reason, and that often, well, I know the reason. It tells me she sees a lot of herself in me, and she don't like that. It happens a hell of a lot. Not with me, but, you know, in general. So, yeah, I don't actually think Eleanor is part of that team. I think she's been pulled into that. I think she's a curious truther. I think Steph is the same. He's a curious truther. Pony's a curious truther. Jason Brentwood and Angela Black, I think they were pretty broken truthers. Pretty smashed by what was going on. But again, to me, great warriors that can actually stand in that time and express their emotion. How sad it makes them. You know, and I do see that Revolution Radio could have been a life-saving release for them people. I really do. So I don't want to go on this destroy it. I really don't want to go on that.
All right.
Are you with me? Because I do know that, I mean, I actually do like... and I can't take him seriously. Out of all of them, I'd be convinced he's a very bad actor. But he makes so many mistakes. And that's Hijacker. I really do love the fact that loads of people come into Hijacker's show and then end up listening to Jason Brentwood who breaks the news. And I mean, half of the time, they can't see it. And they've started to move around shows now. Just recently, they're asking Hijacker to move to a different time slot and so forth. So, yeah, like I say, I do see quite a few curious truthers there, and some popped up in the last little episode we had there, Phil. They did. So, like, you know, the closed loop systems that I work on, I mentioned earlier, for me, they're there. They're individuals. I learn to work in a closed loop system. And yeah, I have to learn to do it. I'm no different than anybody else. We all have, because we're all of us, born into what we lovingly term as the Gladio. And of course, yeah, you can call that whatever you want. We just ask you to call it what it's called, Gladio, the short sword, because you're being used to assault those who are closest to you. I get that, really. That's what they do. Like you've already pointed out in your own words. They pat you on the back, they give you a little cuddle, they try and befriend you, stick it in beneath your armour. Some are born, I see it, all of us are born here to be enslaved to those masters. Some of us rise. We don't take on our brothers and sisters. We take on ourselves. That's where I feel we should go.
Thanks very much.
You're all right, man, because your information's banging. It's rocking. Like I said, sometimes we need to pull out of it because, you know, whichever way we look at this, and I've seen this when in Australia, it was a big... My personal journey was I realised I was getting manipulated big time. And when I saw that, and when I could accept that, that's what had happened, I could see it where I'd never seen it before. So I know from my own journey it's about the acceptance of these things. I know I am part of Gladio. Part of me was, if not is, Gladio. I have to embrace that. I have to embrace that. And in doing that, then I can see it as I have with manipulation. In embracing it, I've been able to see it where I could not see it before. each time I've embraced these things which are deemed to be the monster, then it's given me more clarity of its work and how it manipulates them. I can't forget that's who I once was. You know, the Gladio are the ones that give me the strength to turn against them. They trained me. They taught me everything they know. And I will not rise against my brother. I will rise against those that taught me.
And I forgot what I was going to say.
It's all right. Gladiators are created from Gladio, and the more we fucking reach out to attack the beast, the head of the beast, the more the head of the beast is created. And we all know there is only one heart. They know that as well, man. When they strike, they don't strike at our heads. They strike straight for our hearts. So yeah, there's a common ground, I see. A common ground, the battlefield.
Yes.
Well, we can make that our common ground. So, you know, I suppose, hopes and ambitions for Revolution Radio is that we could stroll across that battlefield of conflict and embrace one another and sit down, eat food, drink, smoke a joint or two, and recognise something. I do not see that many are ready for that, Phil. But some were. Some did walk. And when we turned off that battlefield because all they wanted to do is assault us, because that's all they know. And we know. We know what they do not. There'll only be one that walks from that battlefield. Only one. And that's the one that knows not of how to be a victim. The ones that are free from being a victim. The ones that know not of pain. They know not of fear. They know not of injury. The undefeatable. The demons created by the mind of a child. They are always victorious. Always. Because only the child's mind knows not of these things we speak. Only they know how to lead us truly from Gladio. They are the gladiators.
You have been listening to the Dark City Show on Evolution Radio. Good night.
We will evolve into the underworld more soon, brothers and sisters. Have a lovely, lovely evening. Sleep well as you prepare for Santa Claus to come. And look at what comes when Santa Claus does not. Look at the other side of the image without fear, and you will see the demons that you pray to, snatching your children and taking them in the night. And you say, we bring you fear. You are my brothers and sisters. I know you well.
There, you know, that'll scare the shit out of them, Phil.
Yes, that was really scary.
Can I play the devil? I want to play the devil. Let me play the devil. Can I play the devil this time? Can I? You let me play the devil?
Okay, I'll play the devil.
I don't want to play the straight guy. I'm not playing it. No, I'll play the devil. I don't want to play straight guy. I'm sick. Every time I have to play the straight guy, you know, the intelligent bloke who actually kind of knows all this information, who can compile it all together and spew it out. I'm sick of it. I want to play something else. What hat?
Santa, Tooth Fairy, Sandman.
Intrepid Explorer. Can I play Intrepid Explorer? Can we do it? Can I do a Can we do an Indiana Jones, Bob? I want to do an Indiana. Oh no, he ended up being a Coleman in Ashton. That's Indiana Evans. That was Indiana.
I'm not sure what the props are. Yeah, we need props for bloody, what's his name? What do you call him?
Indiana Evans.
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
Indiana McMahon.
Mountains
Scottish.
and rivers and crocodiles and...
The Scottish nephew of Indiana Jones.
The what? Indiana Jones goes to India. What?
No, Indiana Jones is the Scottish nephew. The Scottish nephew of Indiana Jones. He had family in Scotland as well. Jones is a Welsh name, but there's no J in the Welsh alphabet because they couldn't pronounce the name, the English, so they just called them all Jones. That's what they do. Strip away your heritage, strip away your name, strip away your land, strip away everything. Give you fear and tyranny, and you give them everything else.
I say before I know thee well.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about the light, because it's very dark. Where is the light?
Do you know what I really like? What I really love about it all, that one self-empowered individual has the intensive force of 144,000 of those that have disempowered themselves to anything. 144,000 times the fold of focus. When they get it, you know what they do with it?
Them.
Huh?
Them. They. We. Divide and conquer. Roll over.
Oh, straight away with the power of focus. Oh, no wonder they've got their own built-in switch-off mechanism. You know, I'm so glad that the energetical field... Can you imagine if humans would have took all the technology that was handed down to and moved over now and reached the pinnacle? There'd be virtually nothing left.
There'd be nothing all gone.
No, they all go on about the technological advances and all the stuff that they've done. And I just kind of go like, steam. It's all steam, man. Ever since the Victorians, it's all been hot air.
Yes.
I mean, I've got to give the Victorians the due, Susan. They knew how to have a good war, didn't they? They knew how.
Well,
oh, they did. Come on, two armies equally opposed, beating the shite out of one another. You know, them people knew how to do a war. And you know, when you go back beyond that, you know, I'd like to bring the American Civil War into it, but that was just stupid, wasn't it? That was just the biggest stupid idea they ever had. And you know what's even stupider? The Americans still think they beat the English. They beat the English. I mean, oh yes, we are all historically correct. Yes, we beat the English. And the English? The English were all murdered by Rome while they were asleep. The English were wiped out generations ago. Generations ago, before you even had an history, America, they were all dead. They lied to you. They told you the English did it. No, they didn't. No, you see, if the English had done it, right, we'd all be rich, fat fucks now, sat in castles with great big plasma TVs, right, houses as big as your heads. Yeah, no, even bigger than your heads. And my God, I've met some big-headed Americans. Not saying that. Met some fucking big-headed fucking humans, and just as a whole, you know. Hey, not knocking you, but you know what I mean? Do you get where I'm going with this? What a bag of shit. You know, they turn around and blame the English, right? And it doesn't matter how much information you give them, how much geographically fucking proven, irrefutable events. It wasn't the Vatican, it was the English. Right, so if you had an American Civil War, you've had an American Civil War, and what did you fight it for? What did you fight it for? For a democracy? Did you fight for a democracy? Oh, they've got a good democracy, the United States of America. Shut up, you stupid half-wit. God, do you know? Democracy. No, it's a republic. Point one, you fought for a republic against illegal bank charges of a foreign government being applied to you, and your entire structure of your society has been set up so that would never happen again. So what the fuck's the Fed? What is the Fed? What is it? What's the bank? What is it? Why are you paying taxes on your earnings, on your income?
It's the piggy bank.
No, I just like slapping the Americans around when they're not here to defend themselves.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
Because they can't do it properly, Susan. They're rubbish. They want to debate it with me. They want to debate whether or not factual evidence actually took place. It's like, hang on a minute. And, you know, I met somebody on there, you know, I don't like using people's names because they always think I'm having a go at them, and I'm not using them as an example, and you should be dead proud that I'm using you as an example, whether it's a good example or not example, right? I'm focusing my energy right now on you in judgment. I can do that because my mate told me it was all right to do it. I don't have to forgive people. It's okay. Don't have to. Why would I want to? You know, I don't have to forgive them because I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a bar balloon boom and the what is it? The worship of the sacred heavy mass object coming out of my ass. No, that's not right. And every no, hang on, let me get it right.
Or you get your HMO out of your ass, your heavy mass object.
Heavy mass object coming from the rear.
Can I just say one thing? That Australia is still under the assumption that Bin Laden is still alive and he did it.
Yes.
Okay, so like although the rest of the world knows, in Australia, Osama Bin Laden is still alive and he did it.
He's still alive, Susan, definitely, because you've got to kill every single prophet that's ever come at least 13 times to make it viable.
Yes.
And they've only killed...
Okay, so in Australia, he's alive, sighted, living, probably at the Gold Coast.
Oh, I don't know about that. You don't want to say that. The Americans will be all angry.
Every other Muslim did it as well as Osama Bin Laden.
No, the Americans did it.
Right?
The Americans... He's only officially dead when the Americans kill you.
It's official.
Yeah, well, we've actually got people who were killed in a plane crash who are still alive. And, you know, the irony of it is, they're officially on the plane that hit one of the Twin Towers. Officially on the plane, they found his passport.
Yes.
He was on the plane, right? They know he did it. He was on the plane, and they wanted for questioning.
So you share the view with other fellow Australians then, Bob?
Just hang on a minute.
They're right and I'm wrong.
What's happened to me head, Susan? Something happened to me head. Hang on a minute. I just need to run that again. He was on the plane that hit the building, and they found his passport. They know he was on the plane, and they want him for questioning. There's a survivor!
Yes.
Wow, there's a survivor! Somebody actually survived one of the planes that hit the Twin Towers. No, it's all conspiracy theory. He's not really alive. He wasn't really on the national television over here saying, look, it wasn't me, I've never left the country, it didn't happen. That's all not true.
Exactly.
That's not true.
We do have actual evidence.
Well, wicked lie being made up about the good American people.
Yes.
They're just wicked lie. They're all perfect. Now let them wear Satan claws so they can have the children murdered the week before and not notice the consequences. Let them not notice that major coincidence that takes place. Chinky poo, chinky, chinky, chinky poo, we're all going to have a lovely Christmas. Santa Claus is coming, taking your automatic weapons away.
The children.
And your children have just...
Osama Bin Laden and Santa are coming to get the children.
No, I suspect they may be getting exactly what they wanted for others. I suspect, I do not know. I suspect it may be too late. There was a man I heard years ago, and I didn't get all what he said, but I took away what I could take from it and I applied it, and it served me so well. Jordan Maxwell. Thought I'd not heard of Bill Cooper, you know, when Steph told me about him.
That's a good dude.
Good dude, that Steph. I didn't know. Well, I had heard Bill Cooper. I had.
Yeah.
And what was weird, you know, when I kind of came across Jordan Maxwell, I thought, I didn't think he looked like that. Why does his voice sound different? I got really confused between Jordan Maxwell and Bill Cooper. So, hey, but I would actually, with the greatest of respect to Bill Cooper, I'd actually have to go with Jordan Maxwell, because I know Jordan Maxwell said on Revolution Radio, well, if you haven't got it already, it's too late.
Pretty much missed it by that much.
I missed it as well. We don't need to be around people like Jordan. We don't need to. We don't need him. Jordan's doing it. You know, that's why I put it in text, actually. Bill's dead, long live Steph. Because, you know, the truth that Steph kind of does to put out. You with me? He does.
Get it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they all get it. I can feel it coming from that man. I can feel it pumping out of him. He's got it. He's got it, you know. And that, when you look at the profiling that's been done, I mean, prior to us arriving at Revolution, remember, and these people just walk right into it. Right into it, mad. And, you know, they say this time on Earth would be about illumination and enlightenment. As we move through the galactic central point, I don't know if anybody's pointed out to them that we've actually now left the alignment of galactic central point. We actually have been passing through it. We actually went over central point. I think it was like a 30 years. Does it take 30 years or something? I don't know. People into the Mayan stuff will tell you. Because this is the end time. Say again?
We keep surviving. We made it past doomsday. So, you know,
well,
21st of the 12th.
They're actually, I think, I don't know the date. Somebody in the Mayan will be able to, who studied it.
I'm supposed to be here.
If you look at the theoretical point of galactic central point, then we've already gone past it, and we've actually come away from that alignment now.
So yeah, we miss selling merchandise on the doom and gloom.
Well, no, apparently not. It would appear that they're all actually living 12 years in our past. Within linear time, and I know that's difficult for a lot of people to grasp. What? Well, they're here with us, but they don't actually know what's gone on yet. They can't. You see, it's us, we're going, come on, what's the matter with you? Can't. No, they can't.
Look.
They can't see it. No, it hasn't actually happened for them yet.
Exactly. Event horizon, yes.
It hasn't happened for them. And, you know, I often lose that compassion. That's why I have to pull away from things. I back away from things because I forget. That they're living with this thing called the future. They actually really think there's something to prepare for in the future. They think it's there. It's real. It's no future. It's a fictitious, imaginary friend of the future.
Projected potential.
For people who are unsettled in the moment. In all cases, if you are content with who you are in the moment, then you don't need to plan for your future.
Correct.
Would you need to plan for a future unless you're uncontent? Unless you've got an issue or a problem or something's not going down right for you. And then you've got millions...
Well, I've been guilty of doing that, planning little bubbles of...
Oh, don't get me wrong,
the future and going, oh, that's right.
I'm not saying about, like, nest building, you know, or having a home and making sure you've got enough supplies to last you through the season and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. Far from it. What are they preparing from? You know, do you need to have a Yugoslavian anti-tank gun and an AK-47 and 15 amp
Well, you never know. If Osama bin Laden knocks on the door, you're ready.
Well, if you're good with a weapon, you only need one.
You might need something like that.
You only need one.
I thought about it.
You need for zombie attack.
Zombie attack, you need bots.
Selling guns on YouTube, advertising Americans.
Potential.
The best weapons for zombie attack. Look, you can get yourself this 200 round Willy Bob. I don't know. I'm ignorant on guns. Excuse me. I'm not that. But you get this 200 round anti-person. What for killing zombies? It's a great zombie killer. What are they talking about? Who are they talking about? Who are the zombies they're talking about?
We are.
Who aren't
no, I'm not. No, I'm not a zombie. I'm definitely not a zombie.
Well, you might be.
I don't want to be a zombie.
Oh, what can I say? Are you following the Giuliano?
Gladio.
9/11. Are you still fucking trapped in a psyops? Because I'm with Jordan Maxwell, and I have been for a while. I actually think it's too late. Save yourselves.
That has happened.
Save but yourselves.
It has been done.
Whatever story you believe, you know, whether it's true or it isn't true, whether the children are killed, whether they're not killed, whether they're being... Who gives a flying fuck? You're working around people who'll do this kind of shit. Period.
Yeah.
And then you're working around people that'll do anything to bring it back up into the domain, anything at all, over and over and over again. I've got to go with Phil Finker on that. I've got to go with him. I can't deny that. He's banged on the nail. Like I said, and here, well, we've been chatting today, you know. Well, I know, I'm not getting that. And Phil's like, yeah, right, oh. But you know, some of it, yeah, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. Well, Phil just an end game. There was Mustafi Maruki, and at the very end, the police sergeant who was involved in the case, they were jailed on trumped-up terrorist charges for sharing literature on a different political viewpoint in England. And the policeman said at the end of it, his last words in the statement he released for the paper was there was no apparent end game in them distributing or their political viewpoint, you know. So whereas the Gladio, there was indeed an end game. So yeah. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah, well, the end game is actually to continue it. Just keep it going. Just keep it rolling.
Correct.
That's the right.
Implement. Yeah.
So yeah, I think just a point there in chat saying that basically, you know, well, what are the objectives? Yeah, I don't really want to kind of mention in all the stations. There's enough of that. They're all the same. That's what we've found out. They're all the same. It's just it's not them. It's just the way the figures are worked out, and it leads people to believe something completely different. So. And out of them all, I must say that I do think that Revolution Radio is probably the best of them all. But is that still happening? Yeah, it's still happening. Yeah, we've seen it, we've witnessed it. You know, we're supposed to be truthers. We're not going to start denying what we've witnessed. Oh yeah, are they bad people? No, heck, there is no bad people. Misguided, perhaps. Maybe they are of the ideology. There are many hearts and only one mind. We have a difference of. Well, I think every individual has the ability to set their own mind free if they choose so, and their scenario says they cannot. So yeah, I suppose there we have maybe a disagreement. But what are the objectives? What are our objectives? Rather than I often do this, rather than ask a question of another, ask that question of myself. So what? The
end game. I was asking that of myself today. What is my end game? Do I have an end game? You know, and I was like. So yeah.
Well, you see, I have a game. I'm aware of my end game, and I suppose this is where I have many of them at a disadvantage. Yeah. There's only a few people, as far as I see it. I mean, if there are others, I'd like to know about it. I really would. I would speak to them, but. I suppose they call it being consumed by your demon in some places. Consumed, I mean, like, eaten piece by piece. The shamanic death process, I believe it's been called. I've explained it to a few people what I experienced, and they've kind of given me lines on it, and they will say they're incredibly accurate for it not to be. But I suspect there are many other ways of explaining it.
Yes.
My favourite way to put it into three-dimensional physical terms is playing a master chess player. A master chess player. And you look down at the table, you look across at him and he looks at you. And at that point you both know. You both know. Well, you may know. It's over. 5 moves. You look across at your opponent and he looks at you. He looks down at the table. He shakes his head. But at that point, you know. He knows. It's over. The clock's ticking. It's just a matter of time. He can concede now. Because the game's already over. There's nothing he can do. Even if I look over there and I make mistakes, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Not now. It's game over. All it can do is drag it on. That's all it can do. Drag it on, them last few moves, for as long as possible. And when Phil's information came in about the numbers and how they were trying to hype up, there were more of us than we think they are. Right on. Right on. It made perfect sense on all levels, you see. Why would we stop pushing? They'd turn up from We Are Change and tell us, oh, we'll come with an army. CMR would say, well, if we're strong, we're the force you're looking for. And we'd drop back and we'd think, oh, we can rest for a bit. We can take it easy because it has been an hard slog. And their army turns up. 2, 3, 4. We think, army? Where's the army? It all goes quiet. We made it go quiet because we stopped saying anything. The allotment society, the action, the websites, the pages, we just stopped. And all of it went quiet. You revealed yourselves. And then we went bang! 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 Look out, everybody. Focus on this. Focus on this. This is a positive action in the world. It's only small, we know, but it's a positive action. You need to focus on this now. Please, focus on it now. Breaking news. 750 people dead in Gaza. Come on, our American brothers and sisters. Come on. Support us now. This is positive action. Focus on this. Make it viral. Come on. Stop focusing on all that. Focus on something positive in your life. Focus on a small group of people who have actually done something. Come on, we can do it. Bang! 24 kids lying dead. How many times have we got to say, come on? And then they murder my children. My children. Remember, I'm not a Christian. Every one of these kids is a member of my family. Yeah, you can try and coerce them. Yeah, tell them this creed and that creed and this religion and pollute their minds. But it doesn't stop them being my children. People want to know why I don't want to keep giving them positive results, positive solutions. Why? Why I don't want to put out more stuff? Because look what they do with it. Phil's right. They crush it, they bury it, they don't want to know, and they murder children. And they call themselves good people. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not tarring them all with the same brush. I'm not a Christian. I can judge between one and another. And I'm not fearful of doing it. Look at what they do, not what they say. Go and follow the paper trail. Then that'll stand up and say, yeah, we made mistakes. All them in you know, the British National Party that stood against their own party and saw the corruption. And they stood for lawful rebellion. Yeah, they might be getting duped again by lawful rebellion, but that will not change who them men are, and I'm calling them men. Because that's what real men do. That's what real men do. No matter what the cost. We don't murder children. We don't accept it, and we don't do it. It's what real men do. You try that shit on in this land. You try that shit on in this land. I'm telling you, I'll threaten you with it. And watch what happens. Numbers. We don't need numbers. I need to go out of my door enraged. And believe you me, my community will come with me. And we don't deal with anger, we deal with solution. Susan, you have travelled and you have witnessed what happens here on these streets.
You've witnessed it. Social problems, social unrest. How's it dealt with? With the police? With the community. Not one single blow is thrown. Actually, there was one man got angry and put his fist through his own car side window, but not one man struck another. Bring the police in, they'll be paying for it for months, calling people racist. No, this is a community. When you see it, yeah, you might think it's going to kick off and there's going to be a riot. When you see rings of people surrounding rings of people, and the ones on the outside are the older ones and the ones on the inside are the younger ones, but you see what happens when one of them raises their arm in anger. Those rings will close in and crush it. That's the closed loop system. In our community, you bring that into my community, we will rout you out. Rout you out. And believe you me, it's happened so many times. And this is my land. My land, have you got it? Because my feet are on it. I walk on this earth, and that for it gives me as much right as possession as their illegal, fictitious paper bull. Bit of paper? My name's on a bit of paper. That means you can't do this. What kind of a species treats its others like that? Dogs. Dogs treat one another better than that. A dog won't come up and chase another dog away unless it wants to eat its food or shag its woman. That's the truth of it. And what do we do? They go, oh, forgive us, so we can do it again? No chance. I'll forgive myself for my own interactions, and I do not need to give anyone else forgiveness, because I'm not a Christian. I don't need to do that shit. So yeah, pissed me off big time today. And I'm not having to go at the Yanks here, because the English are the same. You know? Oh, well, they're not doing it over here. If they did it over here, you're right, Bob, we'd well sort it. Yeah, well, we would, wouldn't we? But we allow it to go on somewhere else, and that makes it all right, because they're not little white English children. Look what you do to your own. Look what you do to your own. Convince them it's all right to go abroad and murder somebody else in the name of the government. You think you have problems, Phil, with people in the truth movement? Truth movement? There isn't one. You know, what do you think it is? Like dropping a turd? Truth movement. We've heard the truth movement. Biggest load of diarrhea I've ever heard. So, yeah. Oh, are you going to carry on doing the radio shows, Bob? No, I'm going to have chats with my mates, and we're going to record it, and we're going to put it on, and you either like it or you don't. If you don't, we're not interested in what you want to fucking comment on. We're not interested. Get off your fucking stupid, fat, lazy asses and become the change. Oh, we are change. No, you're not. You're a bunch of neo-Nazis pushing for armament and war. We've seen you cut the videos. Yeah, we know. People who make mistakes like myself can fully admit it. We don't have to butcher up the truth, create a little conspiracy, blame it on Paul Giovanni, and run off, dump all the load on him, and make out that he's some Nazi. We saw what happened there. It was his own eyes. Not through the media. We were there, we witnessed it. And we were represented from 3 different continents on that day, who came to We Are Change Manchester and went away embarrassed. Embarrassed, I'll tell you. Hey, don't get me wrong, I saw the We Are Change lads over in New York. Well, after the Holocaust. The Holocaust! Oh, the disaster! Oh, there's been a hurricane in America, ladies and gentlemen. Please stop the world. It's America. Let's stop the world, everybody. It's America. Let's not bother about all the other shit the Americans are doing all around the world. Oh, no. The fact that they're still taking innocent people from England who've done no more than support Chechen rebels in Europe. Being what? deported to the United States of America when did that happen, Bob? All right, you remember that Anzo the Hook guy who was going round saying everybody should murder everybody because they were, they were all in. Right, well, there were four guys. Four guys got extradited. Yeah, two of them were not. The only guilt they had is they went on and supported the Chechenian rebels in Bosnia, I think it was. I might get it wrong. I weren't good on geography. I'm getting my mate Nigel on. He'll tell you all about it. We've got white guys locked up under anti-terrorist laws in England. In England. Like I say, it's dead easy to beat up on the Yanks, isn't it? Dead easy to do it. God, we've gone in and not tried to. They feel like you're beating up on them. So, you know what I mean? Don't want to focus there. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it home to the United Kingdom. Oh, we don't want to do that. No, no one ever does. It's a damn sight lot easier to do it from 22,000 miles away or 22,000 feet and drop a bomb on them and blow them apart. And that is a merry, merry Christmas. 360 odd days of murder and tyranny, and you lot want a day off because what? You want to make your children feel happy? Stop murdering the brothers and sisters. Cancel fucking Christmas. The arrogance of them. Oh no, we all want to celebrate Christmas. You bunch of neo-Nazis. That's not English. Do you think I'd go through all this trouble, Phil, if I weren't recording it? You said you wanted a show, didn't you? Oh, that's I'm a spoil it.
No, you're doing well.
Oh, that is it's Patrick without the accent. He's raging, man. I bring Patrick forward. I'm telling you, we couldn't even use him.
I can hear Patrick sort of in the background, though.
He's the puppet master. He works for the Gladiano people. Hey, you know them that come from the Vatican all them years ago and actually captured Britain and told all the American people that we're actually English. You know them bunch of neo-Nazis, yeah, they brought in the forces again after the Second World War and the First World War, actually they did it then, and give the foreigners free land. Freedom of the land. Only if you're a Nazi working via the Vatican. Supported by the mafia. What? Do you mean they can do whatever they like? Just like me. That's right. Outlaws. Outlaws. Murder, cheat, thieve and steal. Yeah, I could do all that if I wanted, but I choose not to. And I ain't going to judge them because they don't know no better. Because they don't know any better. You don't. You don't. You know, have I got a right to be angry and mad? Has Patrick got a right to be angry? You know, has Barbara got a right to talk through a clip and make out that she's got...
Yes, dear. It's okay to get angry. It's how and where and why the anger is...
No, I don't. I think that's wrong, mate. I think that's wrong.
What? It's not okay to get angry?
No. Where and when you get angry.
Where and how it is channeled can affect the outcome.
Oh,
if it's channeled properly, correct?
Totally.
Yes.
Get the anger out of you. Any way you fucking can. Any way you fucking can, right? Because we are angry. They are torturing us on a daily basis because the death of a child hurts me. I'm serving a talk on the entire world.
I acknowledge what you just said.
Yeah. That's torture. And I'm not living in their torture anymore. I'm not doing it. I'll find some way. I'll dig my way out of this. I'll burn my way down it. I'll smash through it. I'll go around it. I'll break it down into little bits. But while there's breath in this body, I will do everything in my power, everything, to show them the error of their ways. You can no longer kill our children in anyone's name. There is no justification for anyone being killed, man, woman or child. They say we've not got a right to be angry. We should be angry. At the very least, we should be enraged. Enraged. They call us these things. Outlaw is something different, not to be associated with pirate, mafia, or a smuggler. What is a smuggler? What is a smuggler? Someone who can't afford it, brings it in from outside because of the illegal taxes that are put on it. Don't know if I get that one. But pirate.
Convict's a smuggler. For stealing bread.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we know what they've done to them. Yeah, any excuse, ship them out, take off the lands with them and bundle them somewhere else. And they tell you what, then they go over there, they get into the land you're actually on now, Susan. Australia, what do they do? Exactly the same. No different. Same story, exactly the same. All right, different time period.
Some of the stories that are surfacing now here in Australia of what went on are just, yeah.
Psyop. They'll start a massive psyop trying to get everybody to work out, kick it in again. 12 years later, they'll all be like, the loops that the Sherman could see in 7 days for them, 7 fucking years, 12 years. Apparently, what's that about 12 years? Every 12 years. Like I say, they're not even trying to hide it. They're not even trying to hide it. On the 13th, coming of the 13th month, on the 13th moon, they will bring forth their sacrifice.
13, yes. That's who I'm getting.
Oh, they do it on the 12th. They sacrifice the 13th. They always sacrifice the 13th. They gather them together and they take them as one goal. Always. They've not changed it for years. Over and over and over.
Perpetually? No. Yeah.
What they don't get, if it weren't for those few, the society would have already crumbled. There'd be nothing. Nothing at all. Save but the few. For they would lead the many. Fucking psyops. Psyops. Do you know, when you actually listen to the very bits of information that these so-called our predecessors had, they're all telling us to do it our way. All of them. You know, it beguiles me, it really does, you know. Oh yeah, but we're Christian. No, you're not. No, you're not. Christians knew, the first of them knew that this world was not created by a benevolent father. It was created by a non-benevolent father. But beyond this world of torture, this world of pain, this world of death, where everything feeds upon everything else, there was a benevolent one. And that benevolent one was that benevolent. He allowed his own to create this world without judgment. Shone down upon even the most evil as we see them, the most corrupt. It shone down on them just the same. They don't teach you that in Bible school. I think they were called the Jesuits. And you know what took out then? The Victorian educational ideology. The Victorian educational ideology. It turned us all into machines, reacting to the bell, on the conveyor line, all with our sell-by dates on, all told that we're all individuals and can't work together in groups. Read all the book. The answers are at the back. But to read them first will be cheating. I started reading books backwards as soon as I heard that. I'm not a problems man. I'm a solutions man. That's who I am. I'm hoping to be really soon out of work, out of business. I really am. In fact, I'm thinking about giving up my business in the solutions world. I really am. Just so you can solve your own shit for yourself. Because I reckon if every one of us dealt with his own shit, there'd be nothing. Or maybe there would be a little bit of shit left over. You know? if we all dealt with our own emotional baggage, our own problems, there wouldn't be any. Wouldn't be any. And like I say, if there were, it'd be nothing. Because we'd be working as one heart, with many minds. Is that too big of a leap for people to grasp? It appears so. We've been shouting it at us in our music. We've been telling us the writings on the wall. We can know it all. We should choose. And lovers never lose. I'm not a lover, so I'm not free of thoughts unpure and of thoughts unkind. I'm aware them thoughts are there in the mind, but I'm not taking full possession of them. My heart tells me different. My heart tells me that there's good in all things, because we were all created from the eye of the benevolent one, and we've been led to believe by a non-benevolent one that we're something we are not. We are a fledgling race. A fledgling race. And we have been led to believe we are so advanced. We are that advanced. Others are controlling us. Others have the power to take over your consciousness, to take over the power of other people's consciousness. Through drugs and the heart manipulator, through MK Ultra mind manipulation. I tell you the manipulation is opening your consciousness up to this could happen. As soon as you are open to manipulating others, or they could be manipulated, and you're the one that's just opened yourself up. And believe you me, and please hear this so you don't have to go through it. No good will come from it. Ever. We create from an emotional perspective that is not of the benevolent. You build on that non-benevolent nature. It will crumble, and you will have to do it again. And again. And again. You will have as many goals as you need. Unlimited. Mark my words. Mark these words and mark them well. Begin from a standpoint of compassion, of love, of all things. For if you build in anger, that is the foundation you build upon. If you build in lie, and you have built a house of lies. If you start with deceit, then deceit is what you will become. Stop. Take a moment. As my friend said, what is it you prepare for? Why would you need to make your children happy? Because you are sad. Why would you want to bring change in the world? Because you need to change. Why would you see an enemy? Because you are your enemy. Mark these words. Mark them well. Because whether you know this or not, that's the difference between heaven and hell. When you walk through that door, whichever it may be, you will enter the same room. The same room. Heaven and hell are just two doors leading to the same place. The benevolent Father. Could not feel us. Could not know of us. Because he would become enraged. Enraged. And you have seen what we are capable of doing to one another. Mark it well. Stop what you're doing. Take time for yourself. Away from those others that tell you should be with others. Because if you believe Jordan, it's too late. That's my door. Gotta go.
Could be the doctor. Could be. So yeah, I agree with that. I am the change. If I seek change, then I need to change. I want to change. So yes, yes, and yes. Right on. And Phil, if I may, to have a leader is to seek a leader. So yeah. Yes. So yeah. Jesus is welcome to sit at the table. And what a fine table has been set. Indeed. So yes, Jesus, if you happen to be listening, we survived doomsday. It's okay. You don't need to come to earth and do miraculous stuff, because I think we get it. I am the miracle that I seek, and I like to see that miracle in others. And miracles don't always come wrapped in niceness. Yes. Some miracles can go kaboom. What was that? And there's a rather large goanna in the backyard protecting eggs from a bush turkey having a territorial fight. So yes, the point of origin, I agree. You know, and also you mentioned walking into a drama, the room. Very much so. Same room, same story, different smell. Jesus Christ is alive and living well in Ashton. Yes, indeed, Jesus does get about, I tell you. Tricky little fellow is Jesus. Did you know that Jesus can be manifested everywhere at the same time? Yes, did you know that? Wonderful stuff. Good stuff. Hello. So, Doctor Who at the door. Hello, Doctor Who. Welcome. Please leave your TARDIS outside. Why, thank you. And we would like to say thank you to all the crew who have participated in this live experiment called life. So, walking into other people's dramas, that perhaps maybe I am a character in that drama, as much as I do not want to play that said character. I find I am a character in a drama that is very much a rerun. And yes, something I have been putting off for a long time. I'm sick of running this program. What? Knock knock, who's there? Is there anybody out there, Phil?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
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 Hello. Yeah, so, yes, very interesting. And also how thought, we were talking about demons. I did want to put into that train of thought about demons and darkness and things, and how that thought manifests in the physical, in the body, and how a thought can manifest beyond the physical and into the environment. So yeah. Oh, indeed it does. Certainly does. And yeah, so to infinity and beyond. Yes, and at what point does a person become a zombie? This is one thing I'd like to know, and I feel I need to ask the younger generation. Technically, what is the line for when you are a zombie and when you're not a zombie? I think that fine line could be open to debate. So yes. And are there good zombies and bad zombies? Or just cranky zombies and happy zombies? I don't know. So I think, yeah, what makes a good zombie? Yes. I tell you make good zombies. But I think they have competition nowadays. Monsanto makes good zombies. Very good zombies. Yes, complete with black, dark, dead eyes. Well, they're not really black and dark. They're actually just dead. I call them dead eyes. Zombies only exist in Hollywood? Oh, so ye say. Some say it only exists in Hollywood. I say zombies are real. Yes. So yes, you can always tell a zombie by their eyes. Dead giveaway. That's the first sign. So yes. Humans make good monsters. Yes. And a monster cannot own. A monster will never have a legal obligation to the earth, to the planet. Did you know that? There's no contract. A monster can never contract to the planet, this planet. So yes, and Santa Claus is a alien. Yes, I hate to say it. And the main calendar is a circle. Bit of a rerun, really. So rerun it, start again, ding ding. Yes. We should have good entertainment for 2013, courtesy of the corporate entity that now own the Reserve Bank. Yes. Alright, that's it. Is there anything else that needs to be added? Adam Lanza is a zombie, as is James Holmes and Jared Launer. I tell you, fresh off the printing press are zombies.
Jared Lee Loeffner, the what's her name? Gabriel Gifford's shooting about a year ago. It was a total psyop. Laughable, really.
So they fall in the category of zombies too. So, yes, dead eyes. Speaking of zombies, did you know that you can turn into a zombie if you don't sleep? Or you don't eat the proper food? Right, and so now we are hoping the portal idea goes viral. It is, pardon me, it is viral. It's out there. Yes. I tell you, it is. Right. Web portal.
I'll let you know I've not been abducted by aliens or taken by the New World Order. Stevie come round, I'm just doing him a brew.
Right. Welcome back. Hello, Brother Stephen. I'm thinking about turning into an alien. Yes. Just thought I'd let you know, give you the heads up on that. Yes, I am actually very tired and It's nearly sleep time. Otherwise, I will turn into a zombie, and I don't want to be a zombie.
Oh, it'll do that. You don't have to push yourselves out on this. This whole thing is about us getting together, having a chat, and seeing if... Oh, Jesus, you were burning yourself out again.
Pardon? No, I'm winding myself up, down, going, it's time for me to sleep, so I don't turn into a zombie. Right, this is me, not turning into a zombie. Good night. Fare you well. Enjoy, and I'll see you on the flip side.
Good night. Sleep well.
I'm going to put children to sleep.
Good night.
I may go for a lie down now.
Yeah, I think it's the end of the show. what we're not doing anymore. So, yeah.
Have you been broadcasting like, have you?
Oh, of course we have.
Where to?
No, we haven't, mate. To my laptop.
I was going to say it would have been cut off.
To Bob McMahon. Why would it get cut off?
Because it's the truth.
Oh, well, that's why we're going to put it through our website and see if they dare take us down.
All right.
What's the worst could happen, Phil?
They might put them into action, huh?
What's the worst could happen?
Yeah.
Hey? Take his website down. Oh, right, bumper. Right. What's that? If that isn't sensational, what is? Whatever happens, it's going to work in our favour. That's how
it's evidence that
I don't think it is, man. I really don't. You know, I don't think it is. I think they're hyping it right out of all proportion.
They're playing a game, some kind of game. You're right. We don't know how sinister it is.
Well, yeah, it's not that sinister. It's just a load of jocks trying to make a load of musos who were a quick sad because they got ripped off or they didn't make it in the industry, getting upset and trying to reap retribution, most of it. We're going to be bigger than them because they ripped me off in 1756 for the cabbage. It's like...
Patriots.
Oh, patriots, all right. Are you trying to suggest we're not patriotic?
No, I mean them American types with a long...
Oh, they're very patriotic. They're very patriotic to the Queen. Patriots to the Queen. No, I do actually get some of them are right on. You know, like Tom Gilroy, what a cracking star he is. He really is, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Art warms to that guy, you know, brilliant. And he's American. It's hard to believe. Stephen Covey. He's American. Hard to believe. And a lot of the time we are given by these groups a false perception of the American people.
Yeah.
There are only a small amount that are running around with this fear factory, and you know what are the lesser gradients of Alex? You know, Alex. I know I quite like Alex Jones, but I don't like the way he is with his "they're going to get you, they're going to get you, they're going to get you" stuff. But you know, I don't watch him. I'm not a fan. I've not subscribed to his news group. And I'll tell you what I like about him. He makes me wee me pants, Phil. He's that funny. I can't take him seriously anymore. At first I was like, but now, as soon as, if I do need, you know, if I'm getting a bit under the weather, I just put Alex Jones on for 20 minutes and that's it. He is definitely one of the most funniest men in Truther. You just got to watch him, man. Once you see that, he's like George Bush and Tony Blair stood next to one another, all rolled into one. You know, the only thing that's missing is the giant penis that should be between the two of them. But yeah, Alex Jones has got it. He's got Tony Blair off to a T. He's managed to incorporate him into George Bush and remain a giant penis at the same time. That is comedy genius, that, Phil. And I think Alex Jones should be declared as the world's next Bill Hicks. He's a living prophet. He is. He makes lots of profit. Oh no, it's spelled differently. You see, you'll have to excuse me. I got that mixed up. No, forget that, Phil. He's just got Fear Factory in here. I was just seeing the good in him. We'll strike that out. There are some brilliant, bright, shining stars in the United States, as there are in every country, bro.
Yeah.
Every country they are. I've met a few. You have to wade through the majority, you know. Hey, why they don't make diamonds like concrete. Find them everywhere. The beauty of them. They always fill your heart with joy. They always give you hope. They always, well, not hope really, but empowerment. They always give you that empowerment that you make a difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when people say, are you going to give up? I say, well, yeah, when I stop making a difference.
Aye. That's it.
And then I've stopped breathing to do that. Hey, seems to be pretty much out of my hands. Anyway, I'm going to get off and do a coffee.
Well, thanks very much, Bob.